Hello, welcome back to Samuel's Tech, and in today's episode we're going to look at whether or not the new GoPro 8 is worth the upgrade. Now every year it's that same question, is it worth the upgrade? I've got a bit of a system where you can maximise your profit on your previous camera in order to get the new camera. So with the rumoured addition of the GP2 chip, which is an upgrade from the GP1 in the 7, that will allow us now to go from 4K 60 all the way up to 4K 120, which not many cameras on the market, even really expensive top of the line cameras, are capable of 4K 120. So the fact that you can get that in a small thing like this is actually amazing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that makes it worth the upgrade alone, in my opinion. Also, 1080p, 480 frames per second. You can challenge that YouTube channel, what are they called? The slow-mo guys or something like that. You'll be able to do that in the comfort of your own home, 480 frames per second. Imagine bursting a balloon above your sister's head at that frame rate. You're gonna slow it down, it'll look absolutely astounding. So, worth a consideration. Also, we've got an upgrade to Hypersmooth, to Hypersmooth 2.0. Now, I imagine this is done in order to combat the competition. So, the Osmo Action was able to appear to stabilize better than the GoPro 7 Black. Now, the reason for this, in my opinion, is because it has a bigger crop factor. So you lose more of the information of the image because it crops in further so that it can counteract the movement in the frame. Now, it is possible to do that with a GoPro 7 or a GoPro 6 with some other software. I'm gonna look for that software, and if I find it, I'm gonna put a link in the description below so that you can see how that is done. Now, the reason it works is because telemetry data is stored on your file when you film with a GoPro. And that basically means that whenever you move the camera around, it's recorded inside the camera where it moves and why, and how fast, etc. And then it's able to use that to stabilize and crop in with whatever amount you want to do. Now, GoPro decided with Hypersmooth to crop in only, I think it was something like 6%. If I'm wrong, I'll pull up a thing here to show otherwise. I think it was about 6% crop with this camera, which means that you don't lose as much as the Osmo, which I believe is more like 12% crop, which obviously means that there's more room for them to stabilize. Now with Hypersmooth 2, maybe they'll give us the option to go from a 6 to a 10 to a 20% crop, who knows, so we'll see. One of the greatest additions, and this is something that I'm really excited about, is the new media module. And it's likely to be included with the package, but the cost of the camera is probably going to be slightly higher than we're used to. So the 7, for instance, I believe was about $400, and it's likely that the next camera, the new one, the GoPro 8, will be maybe $420 or so, because you're going to get this new media module. Now, what's so great about it is it appears to have a built-in microphone, and these latest images that came in 2 days ago show much more detail, and you can see that on that corner, that bulbous area, that's definitely a microphone, you can tell. And what's great about this is that you don't have that massive external mic adapter that you have to pay an extra £50 for, $50, whatever, that made it really awkward to plug it in. You had to buy all these external cases with little slots to slot that in, and the cable went round, and it was all really, really awful. So this is pretty good. And hopefully as well, we'll get the ability to plug in our external mics without a mic adapter. That would be amazing. Another really great feature in this media module is that there's now 2 shoe adapters. So you can connect an external microphone, for example, on top of one side, and then a light on the other side, or you can connect one of those phone holders so that you can have a rear-facing massive screen, or you can buy the new screen from GoPro. So there's new accessories that they're going to be selling. One is an LED array of lights, which is great because we know full well that the GoPro isn't the best in low light. So being able to light your subject with the light right on top of the camera, it's going to be really, really useful, especially if it's waterproof. Please let it be waterproof. That way, when you're diving deep down in the sea and you see like a really rare fish or something, you'll be able to actually pick it up on camera. So that'd be great if that's possible. And also this new screen so that you'll be able to see exactly what you're filming. So that's in direct competition to the Osmo, and I imagine it's going to beat the Osmo because there's some delay on the Osmo. When you're filming facing yourself, you get horrible delay. Now I imagine that this new screen will drain your battery quicker, but if you're using it for a sort of steady selfie recording, like you're recording a tuition video or a vlog or something like that, then hopefully you've got spare batteries with you and it's a bit more of a controlled environment. And the benefit is you can take it off, and then you're saving battery by not powering one of these screens. Now, one thing that is a bit of a downer is that on the GoPro 7, there is a removable screen right here. I've not removed it yet on this one, so it's always a bit stiff initially, but you pull it out and then you twist anti-clockwise. Yep, just like that. So pull it outwards as well as anti-clockwise. Maybe the image is going to be slightly better because it's going through less stuff, and also if you crack this screen you can replace it easily. Now with the GoPro 7 silver and white, it wasn't like this. It was a whole front piece here. Now I've been told that we will likely be able to remove the front face still, but it's going to be the whole of the front of the camera that is going to come off and be replaced, which means it's less user-friendly in my opinion, because I think being able to remove this thing, if you want to change the glare or reduce the amount of glass that the image is going through, you can't really do that anymore. One thing to always consider when you're thinking about upgrading from one GoPro to the next is, will my accessories still work? Now, with the Karma grip and the Karma drone, it remains to be seen. Now with the 7, it wasn't compatible with the grip and the drone from release, but an update came out maybe 2 weeks or so after, which was a relief to me. Now with the 8, who knows if they're even gonna fit in the same cage, which it won't do. So there will need to be an upgrade to the cage that goes on the Karma grip and drone in order for it to be compatible. So that's one thing. If you have a drone and a Karma grip, you better wait and find out if it's compatible. If I find out any information on this, I will be sure to upload a new video to let you know. So if you want to see that, just make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will let you know as soon as I find out. And trust me, I'll be looking. They have decided to put a permanent hinged GoPro connection 2 slot thingy in the bottom of the camera, so that you'll be able to flip out underneath your camera 2 of the mounting plates and connect your GoPro directly onto other mounts and clips and all sorts. So it's going to be compatible with 99% of the GoPro accessories out there, because you literally just flip those down and connect it on. What I really love about this is that it makes it more user-friendly, because I really like having the GoPro just on its own. Really, really simple, and then just taking it around, because it's waterproof as it is. You can just dive down into the water, go swimming, whatever, and you've got it like this. And being able to then flip out 2 little things and then connect it onto a handler or something like that is really, really useful. So I really like this new feature. So the new chip apparently is going to be a 12 megapixel chip as well, which is just the same as the 7. So nothing new there. But I think it's likely that we will get an image upgrade. It will look better with the new GP2 chip, so it'll have better color science and the images will look cleaner and clearer, in my opinion. Hopefully, there will be a faster data rate. So at the moment, the 7 is limited by its speed and which it can write to your card. Now, if they increase this too much, obviously, then a lot of people's cards won't be compatible with some of the higher frame rates. But if you're writing at 4K 120, you better have a fast write speed on your card, because that's a lot of data. And if you're hitting the maximum write speed on your card at 120 frames per second, every single one of those frames is going to be lacking in quality compared to if you film at 4K 30, which will mean, yes, you've got slow-mo at 4K, but the picture will be degraded. So why don't you film at 2.7K if that's going to look as good? Another rumor I've heard, and I really hope this is true, is that they're going to have compatibility with a Bluetooth microphone. Now this will mean that, again, no need for external adapters and all that rubbish, and you'll be able to speak from a distance with a wireless microphone through Bluetooth. It's just a rumor. This one, I don't know if I really believe it. I think it's probably not going to happen. I don't buy it, but if it does, amazing. Now, generally, my rule of thumb when it comes to GoPros is usually get a GoPro every other year. Now, that hasn't been the rules I've followed lately. You see, I had the GoPro 6 and then I sold it at quite a good price, and I'll tell you how. I might again break that rule because I think that the 8 is definitely going to be a big step up from the 7. It already appears to be from the leaks we've seen, but the reason is that now GoPro have got major competition. DJI might be struggling a little bit in the drone market. They've not really been bringing stuff out because there's a lot of strange potential new laws coming in for drones to stop people from wanting to buy drones. So people aren't really buying them at the moment until they know what the new laws are going to be. So DJI, in their wisdom, decided to steer off and then try and challenge GoPro in the action camera market. So now that GoPro have this problem, they can't just bring out slightly better improvements in cameras. Really, this is a really important time for them to show how dominant they can be in the camera market. So I believe they will really push out all the greatest features they can on this new edition. With that in mind, in my opinion, I think the 8 is really definitely going to be worth the upgrade. And so this is how you can maximize the amount you get for your old camera. You sell it now, right now, sell it today. Because people that aren't really up on the latest release dates and stuff won't know that another GoPro's coming. Now I sold my 6 for more money than I paid for my 7, which is crazy, right? But that's because I kept it in really good condition. It had all the stuff with it, and I threw in a few accessories that I didn't really use anymore. Now, if, like me, you have the Karma system with the Karma drone and the Karma grip, and you're worried that it won't be compatible, I guess at the end of the day, it's a risk you could take now. You could sell your 7 or 6 or 5, and then you could buy the new one. If it doesn't become compatible with the Karma grip and the Karma drone, then at that point you could sell that brand new camera. You probably wouldn't lose much money on it, and then you could buy a 7 again, and it will be even cheaper than before because the 8 will now be out. And so once the 8 comes out, the market will be flooded with people trying to get rid of their GoPro 7s in order to buy the 8. So that is how you maximize your profit so you don't really lose money. And if you're as lucky as I was last time, then you will actually gain money by selling your old one now. So hopefully this information has been useful to you. Now, any more leaks and stuff like that come out, I'll be sure to upload more videos. So if you want to be first in line to hear any more information that I have, then you must subscribe and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, maybe I'll see you in the future. And if you've come from my other channel, good to see you here. And if not, then maybe check out my other channel if you like really rubbish comedy or silly stuff. So, maybe I'll see you on the next one.